In college, I began to get interested in what I would call humanitarian work. Probably what people call social activism today. So I had a few things going on. I was playing in tennis tournaments, doing biochemistry research at the University of Chicago. And on my way back in the night, I would work at the Abraham Lincoln Center, 3800 South in Chicago. I'd just take a bus and go there. And I had a contact there who was the lady who was head of the center. And so I began working with one of the black gang associated with the Abraham Lincoln Center called the Valiant Lords. And we slowly began to make our connection, playing basketball with people at night, being a little physical. People loved how good I was on the defense. I was very quick, blocking shots, doing that. I just wasn't a very good shot. But we played this pickup basketball, and I would also play them tapes. Now, they weren't so interested in Martin Luther King, but they loved Malcolm X. And I had the good fortune to know Malcolm X personally. I didn't get to meet him in person. I had talked to him on the phone, and in fact, just a few months before he got assassinated, I was going to have him speak at my college, and he said he had to cancel because he was being really tailed by forces way bigger than the black Muslim group that he had been part of. In fact, he did get assassinated right across the street from Columbia Medical School, where I was attending. But they loved Malcolm. He had such street smarts, and he was brilliant. So my relationship with the gang grew. I was able to hold my physically own, which they loved, but also really talk and educate people. Because truly, at that time, people didn't know the world beyond maybe a 4-block radius. And there was a lot of violence. In the few years that I worked there, no one got killed. That's actually a big deal. Because the day I left to go to Columbia Medical School, 8 people of the gang got killed in some kind of gang war. So it's like, just that nobody got killed was a big deal. Because what I was doing was supplying meaning and value to life. As one of the gang members said to me, I don't really expect to live into my 20s, so who cares if I get killed? We can do what we want because I have nothing to live for. And that was really the general feeling about things. And we began to do projects. We even created a community garden for people. But the biggest thing we were doing was changing consciousness. And the gang had power. One incident, which is just incredible, happened, is that across from the Abraham Lincoln Center, there was a lot of high-rises where a lot of people lived. And somebody came to shoot somebody. That was just the game play. This is Chicago. And somehow the crowd gathered around to kind of stop this from happening. Then a bus came through and hit a little kid, and suddenly we have a riot going on. So I talked to the gang members and said, let's stop it. Let's just take charge of this. We can do it. And so the gang, working in coordination, and obviously I was helping direct it, kind of standing on a little bit of a car, directing. And it's like, we completely stopped the riot. The police had shown up, the Chicago police, and they were amazed that the gang could do something really good. Because that was meaning and that was value. It works, okay? It really does work. And so afterwards, we met with the police officer in charge of that whole area where Abraham Lincoln Center was and where the Valiant Lords were. And he said, how did you guys do it? What went on? And we were able to explain that we were part of the community. And they were really blown out by the fact that the community members, unarmed, were able to actually quell. There was probably 5,000 people in the street by the time we kind of activated. It was a real sign of how empowerment really works. It isn't about words, It's about moving the words into positive actions. That was a great lesson for me because I saw, okay, here's your test, my test too. How do we take our words, our theories, the teachings of Malcolm X, and bring it into creating peace in this literally riot situation? So the key test for us is how do we bring our words and theories into action? In this case, the Valiant Lords, the gang I was working with, were able to do that. So it made me feel really good. It's like, okay, I got it. Think and work in your community organizing in a way that you bring your theories into positive action. It's easy to be negative. Positive action. And it was a profound teaching that I just remember. It's been 50 years. I remember, wow. How do we make life a wow? We bring our positive thoughts into creating positive action.